And so if you don't like or enjoy an exercise, or it just feels awkward for you, and your coach is saying you have to do this, I command you, this is the best exercise, it may in fact be the best exercise, but it's not the best exercise for you.
This video is a response to Greg Doucette's recent video titled, "Squats, Bench, and Deadlifts Are Killing Your Gains." Throughout his video, he carefully uses himself as the example, and that this is his opinion based off of his experience. In that way, not much of what he says, if anything, is an absolute statement, and I cannot commend that enough. For himself, he has, and rightfully so, determined that the squat, bench, and deadlift is not optimal for himself, and would actually detract from his gains where his training is now dedicated. To maximize the standard powerlifting movements would crush him in terms of recovery, ability to improve his cardio, and would be deemed too time-consuming. From a cursory overview of what I can see, I 100% agree with his decision. The only place I would say for the viewer to beware is that the likelihood that they will be in his exact position is very, very small. So this is likely not going to be beneficial advice for them, or at least for his reasons.
And number 10, remember this. There is no exercise you need to do to build an incredible physique. You don't need a squat, you don't need a bench press, and you don't need a deadlift. Although they're all great exercises, there's a host of other exercises you can perform to build muscle. And so if you don't like or enjoy an exercise, or it just feels awkward for you, and your coach is saying you have to do this, I command you, this is the best exercise, it may in fact be the best exercise, but it's not the best exercise for you. And if they know what they're doing, they should be able to say, yeah, I hear you. You don't like squats. Well, we're going to do this instead. You don't like deadlifts. That's perfectly okay. Here's another exercise you can do instead. The optimal workout isn't just the best workout. It's the one you enjoy, the one you're willing to do for the rest of your life.
Now let me deliver my thesis, or at least the one place where I might push back on what Greg says throughout his video. My main argument against this is that the likelihood that the average YouTube fitness viewer is a trusted gauge in what they should or shouldn't do, based off of how it feels, or rather how it has felt, it's very low. My next argument is based around the squat specifically, but I believe it can be made for the deadlift and bench press as well. I'll reference a video I did that was a response to Eugene Teo's video titled, "Why I Stopped Doing Barbell Exercises and You Should Too." My sole focus, see this guy on the right? And again, he's pulling B-roll from other places. I have done this, so this might not be exactly what he's talking about. But this guy on the right, if I was training him, I would develop him to have a better squat. He might be strong. He might have experience in the weight room, but he doesn't have experience developing his lower body flexibility. Eugene basically says, I have good proportions. I naturally could squat well. Well, that means he's going to progress. He's going to start progressing. He's going to start strength training his back squat very, very fast. And he might see someone else try it and strength train their back squat at the same rate as him, but they haven't developed that robust ability in their legs, which they absolutely can. So what Eugene or other trainers might end up doing is saying, hey, this movement isn't for you. And again, that's dangerous. I believe that that's a dangerous way of thinking. We can't all be such individuals that we just push everything out because we don't truly have experience in doing that movement to its fullest. To further explain what I said in that video, let's think of the average lifter as an example. They may have casual knowledge and experience in the gym. This person likely has not taken the time or has had guidance on how to develop the squat from its very basic principles. This person does a semblance of a barbell back squat with, say, 60 kilos or 135 pounds. It feels okay, but still it's a bit off. And when they get on the leg press or the hack squat, however, it's easy. Not only that, but it feels really good, and it's giving them a really good stimulus on their legs. Even if their back squat was better than 60 kilos and they'd been doing it for a long time, they may not have developed their legs in the right way leading up to where they are now. So now they make the assessment that, well, I can just get what I need out of the leg press and I can get what I need out of the hack squat. This is problematic in that they're making a decision on a host of potential loading, intensity, and stylistic choices on the back squat without even truly knowing what a back squat is, and they're precluding the potential for what the back squat could do for them. The example of a poor squatter that Eugene uses is that guy. That guy, I believe, is the common guy. Therefore, when Coach Greg says that the squat, bench, and deadlift are killing your gains, that person has now confirmed their false placed values on an incredibly effective movement. My suggestion is this: develop your bodyweight deep squat first, and then develop the loaded deep squat second. 2 videos you can watch straight away after this are titled The Simplest Squat Mobility Routine, and then you can watch Everyone Should Squat Deep. Go to the gym and start squatting. Find out what feet width, barbell position, and cueing works for you. But understand that these things can and should change. Try to find a limited or estimated maximum in the back squat, the bench press, or the deadlift. This means you're going to find a 1 rep maximum, but not really a maximum. It's going to be a lift that's challenging, but it's still safe and allows for a large range of motion. Then, follow a program. I have many squat programs and general strength programs on my Patreon. Go to patreon.com/Zach Tellender and get started. Then, train for a long time and develop strength. I have found that developing strength and then expanding onto different aspects such as hypertrophy is one of the best, if not the best, pathways to success. This process is long, but give it time. And then 5th, determine where you want to go from the squat, bench, and the deadlift. Now, that process that I just ran you through could be anywhere from 1 year to 5 years to a decade long. But never discredit a movement entirely, because there are so many different combinations and permutations of ways that you can load and just do a squat differently than the way that it's programmed. And the same thing goes for the bench press and the deadlift. Look, all in all, Greg's message isn't the wrong one in certain doses. It is very important to make changes and adapt to your needs. You are an individual, and your understanding of your own body is the most important thing. However, you should not just go about all training based off of feel without first gaining the fullest experience of training.